But we did a natural, and Becky did like.
Pass the veggies out.
Thank you, pass the veggie down, please.
Yeah. Not with your lungs either.
Right, my lungs.
The weight. Yeah.
Against the population density on the coast.
I just lost a bunch of credibility, didn't I? But are you warmer?
So I was just saying that these things always strike me. This is the most unbelievable example of energy profligacy. Right? You sit outside and burn a little natural gas, so you can sit outside and be a little warmer.
Well, you sit outside because it's nice and you enjoy it. So I'd say it's making something nice, tolerable, and nice.
It's just the whole philosophical discussion, right?
On a serious note, make sure that that's pretty that's down pretty well. I don't want
It's
to.
anchored?
Yeah.
Should be a little.
I just don't want to see it tip over on you or the rest of the table.
Well, I won't get the hot part. You
Right. The panda's gonna get burned.
I hope the fire retardant.
So we came up with a few modules. So first off, so ours, just for information, so about 3 to 5 days is what we're planning on having for our training, and then just a few modules to go with that. Okay. So we thought of one to go over the issues and context, so to focus on an overview, a broad overview of sort of the environmental state of things right now in China, and then also focus a little bit on Chinese policy around the environment and sort of the regulatory environment in general. Okay. So that was like the first section.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that as a need, so would you see value in that, or do you think that people coming in would already understand enough about the environmental issues and the environmental movement in China?
Maybe besides except the some of the local governments and the state-owned corporations, all the others realize the importance of nature protection and sustainable development. Yeah.
So then this one wouldn't be as important.
Well, it sounds like what you said earlier is one of the needs is to focus on the problems that benefit society as a whole, not necessarily one specific group.
Yeah.
Maybe in the issues and context section, we could outline which of the problems that we want them to focus on.
Yeah.
Or
how to identify the problem would be very helpful.
okay, well, that's more, I think, in the other part about the process, but okay.
Sometimes
Please go ahead.
build up their own NGO. They want to resolve the same problem, but the different way to identify the problem, the different results. Yeah, maybe. Identifying the problems is the first step to communicate with the society.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe also how to frame the problems and the impacts. If they're looking at pollution, they could talk about either the impact on human health or the environment, or companies, or something like that.
Across the world, there are two typical ways to do the nature protection. One is the ways like TNCs, science-based methodology to resolve the key problem across the world. The second is the Greenpeace organization. To drive a small boat to prevent the the fishing.
Yeah.
Japanese and there's some other countries from some other countries very close to the Antarctic continent. Yeah.
Rosie, we've got about 2 minutes.
Okay, so why don't we just quickly go through and see what the, okay. So then the next module that we had in mind was something around organizational building. And so in there we wanted to focus on management and sort of building up your board, governance in the in general. And then HR and talent acquisition, so how to get good people into your organization. And then also a little bit of a focus there on budgeting and fundraising as well.
Yeah.
So that was the second module.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the third one, we wanted to focus a bit on external strategy and marketing. So how do you communicate your idea to the public, and how do you deal with the government and communicate and partner with the government?
Yeah.
And then the final one was around skill building. So some of the skills that we thought of that might be important was just around business model formation, other some soft skills, but also on accounting, financial accounting, and then legal standing. But we weren't quite sure if we thought that might be one. So legal standing, if
As kind of like an
Like capstone.
workshops. I think that would be helpful. Anything else from you guys, or any other comments about this program? Anyone from the group? Was there anything specific you were hoping to get from us? I think we have some ideas on the content and some on how to reinforce it and teach it. Was there anything else specifically we could provide?
Maybe if you can provide some cases about related to that program, especially maybe in Brazil, in India, in Indonesia, or in Turkey. That would be very helpful to me. Not in the United States. Maybe in the United States, 60 or 80 years ago, that would be fine.
Right. Actually, just one more question. Is it actually possible in this module to actually have speakers? Well, would it be helpful to have speakers come in from other NGO programs to talk to these individuals? Because we had this as a part of ours, to bring in leaders from other NGOs. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of May, I will visit the United States to attend a TNC conference and also to visit some university. Maybe if you have
Please.
Okay, so I think that wraps up the conversation about content for each of the programs, unless there's anything else around the group for this particular one that hasn't been mentioned. Anyone? No? Okay. So I think that maybe for the next 5 minutes, we can think about some of the overall program logistics, and I think Mike, Karam, you guys may have had some questions about other things that they need to consider outside of content. So why don't we launch into that conversation, and then we can wrap up at the end and make sure that we all know what our next steps are moving forward.
Sure. Some of this is an opportunity through the spiritual formation, the warm relationships that you have with the other business leaders, and as the others, like those were some of the things we thought of. We also looked at the operations and logistics and building a cost model associated with each of these so that you could give some insights into pricing so that this is a sustainable approach going forward. When we looked at the cost, we thought it was important to break it up into sort of the development expense that will be a one-time large cost, and then the variable cost associated with actually delivering the content. And then there would be some ongoing development efforts associated with that. I know that you're in the early stages of formulating this, but does that structure of building a cost model to then arrive at pricing, is that consistent with the approach that you guys are taking?
Yeah. For the first program, it may cost the trainee 40 to 50 RMB. Yeah. The second one, maybe 20,000. The third one, maybe 2 to 4,000.
Great. And obviously for the first one, it would be difficult to capture the experience then provided in a digital format. But we thought that investing in some of the hardware to record the content as it's being delivered, to then maybe watch it in the future and deliver it in an even lower cost format, that would be a very valuable thing. At Stanford, we're sort of working with the idea of capturing classes online and then providing them maybe to other people who don't have the resources to attend Stanford or for review at later times. Have you guys thought about capturing some of the content in the digital format?
It depends. First, taking the digital video for the tour, we need to have the permission of the trainees in advance. Yeah. Some of them may not want the others know where they are and what they have done. They don't want the others know.
And culturally, I don't fully comprehend why they wouldn't want others to know that they were participating in something like this. Can you maybe provide that insight?
Why wouldn't they want other people to know where they were?
They want to relax. They want to quit from their job for a couple of days. Yeah, no more mobile phone.
Yeah.
No more meeting. No more interviews. No more negotiation.
Yes. So I understand that, but I was thinking more for the leadership or the grassroots management, that if you had a lecture and someone walking through the content, that you could capture that. And you would have the approach that, hey, come spend 4 or 5 days with us, or you can do this from a remote setting and then get a certification by watching all these classes, maybe taking a test. Something to think about for down the road, that as you do these first few programs, that it would be valuable to consider capturing that content.
For a few of the potential trainees of the second program, they may like to learn some courses online, maybe from Stanford, from any other universities they like. Yeah, and maybe some of the trainees want to get a degree in the future from Stanford, maybe. I don't know.
But would it be possible for those who don't have access from a maybe financial resources perspective, for there to be a second tier program within the leadership or within the grassroots management, that the content that has already been developed and delivered, that they could access it through the internet?
Yeah, that's the issue for the partnership alliance. Yeah. One of the Chinese foundation called named SEE. They have a cooperation co-program with Indiana University, which is famous for its MPA programs. Yeah. I will visit Indiana
later on. Do you guys have we have to wrap up sharp daily on, so I want to make sure that we cover anything on promotion or anything like that.
Yeah, just one other thing that we were discussing. If you have a list of friends of TNC in China that you constantly send out newsletters, or what is the communication method right now with the friends of TNC?
For the common people, maybe newsletters, and maybe some printings, maybe phone call, maybe meeting. For the top the business executives, maybe face to face, in the clubs, on the conference, and maybe the private phone call. Yeah, maybe.
So the new
Much you're going to rely on outsourcing some of the implementation of these programs. You mentioned it a little bit, but I'd be curious to learn a little bit more about which parts of these programs you plan to outsource.
Oh,
All of it?
All of it.
yeah.
So what is gonna be TNC's role in this? So if you're outsourcing all of it, then what does TNC Institute do?
The program design, content design, some trainers,
Okay.
and evaluation, feedback, networking. Yeah.
Great. So the end goal is to create some sort of module that you can add, hopefully, to some of the other programs that are currently happening right now.
Yeah.
And to help them kind of further develop what they have. So almost like a consulting service?
Like
Advising
that. Yeah.
other programs?
Or sometimes we can develop the programs together with our partner.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the one or two famous universities here in China. They have the influence to do the promotion, to collect the money, and to implement the program, to receive the feedback, and to do the administrative services. Yeah.
Will they be branded as TNC programs though, or TNC in partnership with the university?
Some programs may be named by TNC. Some others may be named by TNC and some other organizations. Yeah.
Do you know which programs would fall into each category? Or
The first one.
Is that true for all?
I think the first one would be named by TNC.
Spiritual?
Yeah, special. The second one, maybe the core programs. The second and third. Yeah.
And the NGO one also co-branded or university or other partner? The NGO leaders?
Both, I think.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of the core programs.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left. I think from some of the next steps, anyone have any questions about what they're supposed to be doing moving forward? Or any additional questions from the discussion that we've had?
So just for our group to confirm, my understanding is that.
I'm designing
Okay.
about the cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And partnerships, potential
Partnerships. Yeah,
Okay.
are highly appreciated.
Okay.
So for the spiritual program, just to be clear, we're going to provide some information about ecotourism, something that looks very similar, potentially some topics for the philosophy and activities that they can do, and then we're going to try to help you come up with a list of locations where you can host these,
Yeah.
so that you have a plan and can think about some of that. Does that sound accurate? Is that okay for this one?
No, yeah, for this one. And for the second program, the leadership program, maybe the trainees need to do some something online. The online
okay.
study, online group discussion, online testing, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For the second one.
So just to clarify, so for our group, just finalizing the program plan that we sort of discussed here, and then maybe providing some case studies from other third world, other countries that might be helpful in the teaching, and then also just incorporating some NGO speakers into the module.
I don't know if this was mentioned before, but and I don't know what the rules and regulations with Stanford are, but could we provide maybe some of the case studies that we
Yeah, I think
had in the? I just know in the.
we have to check on that, but I think that's the idea, to maybe go back and think about some of these things. And how we can do that. But yeah, I mean, hopefully through maybe some of the programs that already exist, if they're able to work with Tsinghua or Peking here, they can get access to that.
And one more thing, a professor in Turkey is actually working on, I just remember this, is working on putting together a panel on sustainability for executives in Turkey. I think it's a little more focused than what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I can get in touch with her and see what kind of materials she has. And I don't know what language it will be. Hopefully it will be in English so that you can use some of that.
The first language should be Chinese.
My guess is it will be either in English or Turkish, but maybe it's in Chinese.
That's okay. Dominique can translate the Turkish.
The second is
English. Okay.
We have one more minute and then we have to round the trip, so jump in.
So I think that this discussion has been very helpful, hopefully for you, and it's definitely, I think, been very helpful for us. Are there any remaining issues or questions that we haven't answered that we could answer for you?
Right now, what I want to say is to thank you all very much. You know, it is you, the future leaders, delighting me during the discussion. Thank you very much.
What a coincidence!
So I put outside here, so when you leave, you can just pick up one. Okay. Welcome.
On behalf of Stanford Bruce, we wanted to just say thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. It was great getting to know you. From us, this is a nice little gift.
Wonderful.
We hope that you can enjoy it. And we also have a gift for Nature Conservancy that we'll be handing out here.
Okay, I'll show my friends.
Yes. But yeah, this is a gift from us. Inside is a digital subscription to a great social innovation magazine that Stanford puts out.
Okay.
So it's got great articles, sign up online, and hopefully it'll be useful.
Try my best to visit the campus again.
Yes, it could be for the whole office. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much for the facilitation.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't do anything, they did all the work. Thank you so much.
Yeah.